Are there any additional items for the agenda? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Motion by Laura Size, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Joni Olson. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Motion carries 7-0. Thanks, Dave. Turn in everybody's microphone.
Right?
Recognition of visitors in open forum. There's quite a few people out here, so welcome. Positive recognition.
Want me to go?
Well,
I have my list.
I'll cross them off mine.
Okay. I just want to say congratulations to our previous SRO, Steve, or better known as OJ Johnson, on his retirement from the Janesville Police Department. JWP Elementary had a goal of 10,000 minutes of reading for I Love to Read Month, and they surpassed that goal with 10,750 minutes. So congratulations to those kiddos on a great job reading. Congratulations to the JWP Math League for ending the season in second place in the Minnesota High School Math League. Congratulations to the Social Studies B winners who will be competing at the Regional Social Studies B in May. Waylon Shook took third place, Aiden Bennett took second, and our champion is Ava Place, who also was champion of the Spelling Bee too. So pretty cool there. 3 students received awards at the Culinary Arts Regional Venue and Education, or CRAVE competition. Sophia Okens and Braden Anderson took second, and Riley Donner took third. Speech ended up second in the conference with 4 individual champions: Jenna Mueller, Allie Hanks, Rochelle Elke, and Claire Miller. And the speech team also took third at the Section 2A tournament, with 3 individuals moving on to the state tournament. Allie Hanks, Rochelle Elke both placed third, and our own Annie Fierstenberg was crowned the Section 2A champion in original oratory.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, that's awesome.
Let's see here. FFA received their 4th consecutive superior rating, and those who will be that must be where they're at right now, state,
Yep.
State
are
convention, yeah.
Chase Gertz, Tyson Johnson, Evan Olson, and Parker Garrity. I want to congratulate girls basketball academic all-state recipients, Quinn Krause, Ellie Morshing, Katie Olson, and Michaela Wheelock. And congratulations to those who participated in the swing show. It was a great show. And last but not least, a couple regarding the basketball tournament. Great job to Traven Schultz on performing the national anthem in front of all those people. Very nerve-wracking, I'm sure. And congratulations to the boys basketball team for taking second place at state, which is also the best in program history. And congratulations to Dalton and Gavin Bauer on making the all-tournament team.
Anybody have anything else? I don't look at the things much because I know she's got it. All right, well, thank you. Let's see, the donations that we have received. For McNelia Steel, we received some 10 gauge and 14 gauge steel for the welding program. Wayne Galler, $10 for JWP students. Bulldog Backers donated $795 for the spring senior banners. The JWPEA donated $4,500 for scholarships. Beverly DeFries, $100 for caring and sharing gifts. Joe Finley family, $4,874.68 for scholarships. And then Derek Westby, $500 for industrial tech equipment. So thank you for that. Do I have a motion to approve with many thanks?
All motion.
Motion by Dave Olson. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Monica Erickson.
Joni?
Yes.
Katie?
Yes.
Monica?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Kevin?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
And Sherry.
Yes. Motion carries 7-0. Reports and presentations. Annie, you're up.
So most of the stuff that I was going to talk about
Laura
I
already talked
already
about.
talked about.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're getting pretty excited to go to state. We leave on Friday. Some of us participating and some of us watching, so it's cool to have the ability to be able to go up there, stay at a hotel, hang out with everybody, and have so many of our other team members support us. So I really appreciate that. Yeah, and then all this that Laura already mentioned, but we got a lot of good stuff going on.
You got prom coming up?
Yeah, we do. Next weekend, that was brought to my attention today. I was like, oh, next weekend already coming up. So yeah, everybody's pretty excited. We're finalizing decorations. We're having a whole bunch of Miss O's students help with like flowers, and Miss White and her classes have been helping out a ton. So Miss White, if you're watching this, we appreciate you and everybody that has helped. Yeah.
What's the theme this year?
A Night in Paris is our theme, so we have a lot of cool decorations if you guys want to come check it out. I don't know if people are able to do that, but Grand March, there's that too if you want to come watch us at Grand March. And that's all I got.
Good. Anybody have any questions for Annie? All right. Thank you very much. On to the superintendent report.
Quite a few things today, and Annika did a great job running our cabinet meeting this morning since I couldn't be there. I heard it went a lot faster than when I'm there because there weren't any additional comments like I normally make. So, in the elementary class solver, it's a pilot program we're trying. It was free to us this year. And teachers go into the program and do a quick survey about each of their students, and then it creates class lists for us next year. So in the past, the teachers have spent a lot of time, along with Mr. Adams' principal, spending time on class lists for the future. And this is a way to do it for us. So we'll see how that goes this year, and possibly look at using it in the future also. They're going to be revamping the elementary report cards this summer. All subject specialist teachers will help with this. It's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be very beneficial when they're all done. And then Minnesota Kindergarten Fall Assessment Pilot is starting in the fall with full implementation. So what we're going to do, Amy Schmitz has showed interest in wanting to pilot this for the state. So we will see what we can find out about it and get a little bit more information to see if she's selected to pilot for the state with the kindergarten fall assessment pilot. In the high school and in the elementary, both MCAs are in full swing. A lot going on with the MCA testing and field trips. We're looking at multiple frameworks to find a solution to PSEO funding at the same time of making JWP a landing place for students in our area. A lot of talk about graduation right now and honor courts and everything, so Mr. Rysdam has a committee working on that. So we'll have more information about that next month. Nikki with the activities. Crazy spring so far. Weather, games are now being canceled and not made up. They may have to start scheduling some events on Wednesdays, so I'll keep you informed on those. Over the next 2.5 weeks, we're going to be hosting 3 track meets. We're switching over from Arbiter to Bound, and that's an activity scheduler, ticketing, community ed, and facilities. Wednesday night, we have NHS inductions, and we're inducting 10 new members for NHS this year. And then on May 16th, we're hosting the Special Olympics track and field here at JWP. Wendy has been working on switching over our school credit cards to Bank of America.
US Bank.
Or US Bank. Sorry, yes, US Bank. Working on end of the year prep and then the 27 budget. Mike and the custodians have been getting all the fields and everything prepped, ready for the spring season. just a lot going on outside, still trying to get everything set. They installed a gantry hoist system. That was donated, purchased and partially donated to our metal sculpture group. And then we canceled a Sky Spark contract with SiteLogic for the around $22,000 a year. So we've canceled that. We no longer need that. Adam's been working with the MCAs along with both principals. And then he's also got Wi-Fi working outdoors now. So we have Wi-Fi at the athletic complex, the bus barn, the baseball field. So that's been going very well. They're able to live stream those games now. Annika's been working on open enrollment, which will be coming up on May 4th through the 15th for health insurance. Red Rover implementation's going well. And then we have Teacher and Employee of the Year coming up in the next month also. Laura in the nurse's office, been working with the dental clinic, getting wrapped, they've wrapped up that. They had 2 days last week and saw 33 students. Blood drives are wrapped up. They collected 128 units of blood. The goal was 151, and they have a mentor to run the project for next year. And then, in special education, there was an MVED meeting today since we're switching to MVED. I'll get more information about that tomorrow. And then Lene's gonna be gone in the fall for maternity leave, so Etta and Kara are gonna take over the 504 duties while she's on maternity leave. So busy around here lately with everything going on. Any questions for me?
What was that SiteLogic contract?
It was a contract to show us every year how much we're saving through the, what was it?
We did the HVAC,
Yeah.
the HVAC and the new windows, and we did some water, new fixtures and things in the urinals to help control water consumption, and the LED lights, just all those kind of energy efficiency things we did in 21. So this software was supposed to be keeping track of all these things and managing all this and sending the information to this, what's it called, Sky Spark?
Yeah.
It turns out it was not functioning for the last year, and Adam had been kind of working with them to get that reconnected and get that working again, and it just never happened. So we decided to cancel that subscription and not pay
Smart.
for going forward.
Smart, good catch. And then what were you talking about, the landing for all students for PSEO in the area? Or what was
Just,
that?
we want a place to attract more students coming here. So a landing place that anybody and everybody moving to the area would like to come here
Okay.
for just different programs.
Do you happen to know if PSEO still affects kids qualifying for things? I just heard Laura mention girls' basketball, all-state academic. Does MSHSL still not recognize if kids are doing PSEO, they don't qualify for that? Do you know?
No, because the kids she listed are all in PSEO.
Okay. Maybe it's if you're totally PSEO.
Maybe if it's totally, I don't
Hmm.
know. I'd have to look into that more.
Uh,
But they would
Would you-
get, yeah.
Would
I
you mind if I asked Nikki about that?
No, that would be just fine.
I just remember a lot of our kids didn't get recognized for any of that because they were doing PSEO. And so in fact, they didn't even get MSHSL's Spotlight on Scholarship when they were doing PSEO. So I was just curious
Yeah.
if they had changed that or done something different. Just want to make sure kids do get recognized. If I remember right, some coaches kind of take it upon themselves to look up grades and ensure that those kids still get included, even
Right.
if they aren't getting the,
The state award,
yeah.
yep,
So
So,
I just,
no,
if you
I'll-
don't mind, I'd like to reach
Yep.
out and just see.
yep,
Are you-
absolutely.
Are you still our MSHSL contact for the,
He is.
Yes,
yeah.
but nobody calls me.
That'd be a good question to ask them about too.
Oh, I'd love
Yep,
to,
yep,
but nobody
yep.
ever asks me anything.
No.
Well, no,
Like,
I
there's-
just mean like you could maybe reach out
I
to them
know,
if
I'd
Nikki-
love to. I wish they'd be like, all right, we're having a meeting, all representatives. No, nothing.
Do they only do that if there's a vote, like if there's
Yeah.
some
Probably.
And that,
issue?
Why
that-
don't they want our feedback all the
They
time?
should, they should, yeah.
No
answer
surveys,
that.
no nothing. We have information to give, we have opinions.
yep,
That's why I say call them up
Yeah.
and give them your opinion on that.
I don't know that MSHSL wants a lot of feedback,
I don't think they do.
to be honest.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions?
Going back to that, this year's sophomore group, once they have the weighted grade, or the weighted GPA starting now too. So that would be helping them with their honors also.
And did we finalize how we were gonna handle that come graduation? Cum laude, summa cum laude, et cetera. I mean, did we have kind of a layout for how we're gonna handle weighted grade GPAs for
I'll have to
graduation?
ask, because that's 2 years down the road, so.
Understand.
I'll ask Mr. Rysdam about that.
And is there a school board representative on that committee for the honor cords and stuff, or no?
No, not at this
Okay.
point.
Where did we ever end up with all the pins and
Well,
cords?
we're gonna talk about it at our next meeting.
Excellent.
Okay. Anything else? All right. Moving on, thank you very much.
Yep.
Moving on, the treasurer's report.
We just got our cash balances in there. Our little flattening last month ticked up a little bit, so it was a lot of timing on when revenue and expenditures were happening. We're still kind of following our trends. And then on the next slide, we have our latest MARS data. We had a statewide edit, and on March 31st, so that was perfect for the end of the month. And you'll see that we squeaked over top of our budgeted amount for our ADM. We're at 587.47 is what the state is reporting right now with our increase in ECSE service hours. So that's good news, that we will be getting as much revenue as we are planning for, at least. But otherwise, nothing else new on that.
Any questions?
So just remind me, sorry, a lot of us all would have gotten property tax statements and so on, and, you know, things going up, things going down. Can you remind me on our line for the school? You know, because I think it went down.
Yep.
Can you remind me why?
Mostly because our enrollment went down, and a lot of those items are tied to how many students we have. And it kind of goes back to estimates from 2 years ago, and then we have to guess 2 years in advance how many students we'll have, and so there's just all sorts of adjustments as those actual numbers come in. So there were some big adjustments down, because our estimates were too high a few years ago. And then, like I said, just our actual enrollments are down as well.
So since that's 2-year lagging, when does that actually affect cash flow? In other words, so we went down.
Yep,
Based
so-
on 2 years ago. Is it
Yep.
cash flow for this fiscal year, or is
Right.
it?
So for the levy, just the levy portion, which isn't a huge chunk of our budget, that is in, so it's, you know, we estimate for the next fiscal year. So last September, we did our pay 27 levy. So that will be next fiscal year where we'll see that drop on the levy. Yep,
Yep, but it's based on our estimate.
yep,
So
From-
then it'll be 28 that we would see a reconciliation then, almost,
sure.
of
Yep.
what we
Yeah,
said last
yeah.
year?
Yeah, I think this levy dollars that we got in was reconciling 24. Yep,
Yeah.
so,
So we know that that'll go down again.
yep,
next year, that our estimate was still higher in '25 than what we actually had, if I remember right.
Right,
Okay.
yeah,
And again, I know it's
Yep,
not a huge
yep.
number, but every
Yep.
dollar counts.
absolutely.
But I just wanted to make
Yeah.
note of that, that
Yep, yep,
everybody else was going up, the schools
yep,
were going down.
yep. The school tax portion of your property taxes has decreased. Of course, it depends on your valuation as well.
I get that.
Yep, so there are some people that maybe said, hey, mine went up, but that's because your valuation went up. But the rate on your property
Exactly.
went down for the
Yep.
school.
Yep, that's what I wanted to note.
Yep,
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, thanks, Wendy. On to the consent agenda. Is there anything that needs to be pulled from the consent agenda? Okay. If not, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Motion by Kevin Moore. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Laura Size. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Motion carries 7-0. On to old business. I gotta quit putting so many policies in at one
You
time.
wanted to add more to it.
I know I did. Well, I think that was the consent agenda. So this is the final approval for these 7 policies. Any questions before I start going through them? All right. Do I have a motion to approve policy 510, family and medical leave policy?
410.
410.
Yeah.
Didn't I say that?
510, you
Said
said, yeah.
410. Motion by Laura Size. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Dave Olson. Is there any further discussion? No further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Motion carries 7-0. Do I have a motion to approve policy 503, student attendance?
So moved.
Motion by Laura Size. Do I have a second?
Second.
Pick one.
Sorry, Tony. Pick one.
There's unison.
Is there any further discussion? If no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Motion carries 7-0. I'm seeing 5 and 7 on a Monday. Motion to approve policy 515, protection and privacy of pupil records.
So moved.
Motion by Laura Size. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Joni Olson. Is there any further discussion? No further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those
Aye.
opposed say nay. Motion carries 7-0. Motion to approve policy 530, immunization requirements.
I'll motion.
Motion by Dave Olson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Laura Size. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed say nay. Motion carries 7-0. Motion to approve policy 615, testing accommodations, modifications, and exemptions for IEPs, section 504 plans, and LEP students.
So moved.
Well, thank you. Motion by Monica Erickson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Joni Olson. Is there any further discussion? None. Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Motion carries 7-0. Motion for policy 701, establishment and adoption of the school district budget.
I'll move to approve.
Motion by Laura Size. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joni Olson. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Motion carries 7-0. Do I have a motion to approve policy 721, uniform guidance, grant guidance policy regarding federal revenue sources?
So moved.
Motion by Jody Olson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Laura Size. Is there any further discussion? No further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carries 7-0. Okay, now I get a break, and I'm going to invite Josh Sorensen up for a presentation. So if you want to grab
You'll need that mic.
the microphone, you're not going to hear yourself, so.
Good evening, everybody. So, I have an exciting opportunity. I would like to preface this that I was trying to dot my Q's, cross my T's and I's, and there was miscommunication, and I'm not trying to overstep procedure in this. I want to make sure that I have this set up right. So thank you for taking time to hear this out in the meeting today. We have an exciting potential possibility for the choir, working with EF Tours and Travels to provide a trip to New York over our kind of spring break. Not that our spring break is that time, but a spring break time frame, if you will. So, what will this consist of? This is the same slideshow that we showed to students and some parents, so we're gonna skip ahead a little bit. This is our 5-day itinerary and highlights. We're gonna have a lot of opportunities here. So day one, when we arrive, take off from Minneapolis, take a walking tour of Midtown, hit the United Nations headquarters, Grand Central Terminal, 5th Avenue, Rockefeller Center, a lot of architectural highlights along the way, enjoy some views. The Empire State Building and Observatory was a big highlight on this list. And the edge of the One World Observatory, go back, check into hotels, get set for our next day. Day two, take a walking tour of the financial district. People will see the Stock Exchange and the Bull statue. Go to the Federal Hall, take the Circle Line out to the Statue of Liberty. This will include Ellis Island, the Statue of Liberty, bay around it. Visit Times Square, get some shopping in for students, get some time to get out and get a bagel and coffee, and attend a Broadway show. This is one of 2 Broadway shows that will be a part of this trip opportunity. Day 3, participate in a meet and greet with a Broadway professional. So EF Tours works very closely. They have a liaison in all of their sites that they travel to that is on the ground, does all of the connections and working. That's not the person that's going to be with us. They have staff amongst New York that know that's like back their hand. So they work very closely with Broadway, and we will be having the opportunity to do some acting, singing workshops with a Broadway professional. And there have been a handful of times, I cannot guarantee this, but it has happened enough that it is worth saying that they have had actors from like the show they saw the night before be the person that they work with the next day, which is a cool connection to make for those students. Then after that, take a tour of Radio City Music Hall, Trinity Church, and the September 11th Memorial. On day 4, we will take a tour of Lincoln Center, the Fisher Hall, State Theater, the Met Opera House, and the Met Art Museum, which is an A-tier opera house. This is not just nationally, but globally. A fantastic museum with historic pieces that you will not find anywhere else. Visit Central Park and attend our 2nd Broadway show. And the last day, take a guided tour to some of the outlying boroughs of New York City. Get out to Soho, Greenwich Village, Chinatown, experience a little bit more culture and food, have some free time for students to go out and walk around. In looking and shopping around for tour companies to look at either a performance-based tour or an education-based tour, EF hit the mark between both. We're getting a little bit of our practice, a little bit of our exchange with the theater, but we are also getting some time for students to be students and really kind of sink their teeth into New York for the short time that we are there. And these are just some of the views that they're going to see the entire time. And these are all taken by EF people on those tours. This is an example of their workshop. This is kind of the setting that we would be in for said workshop with the professional. So, it's kind of our outline as it sits. April 5th through April 9th are the requested days that we're looking at, or the times that we are looking to get set in with EF as it sits. The only conflict that has come up in communication with administration has been section speech. And we're looking to see who kind of falls into that niche, and if there's any workaround for us in this as far as either the dates go, because we're still a little less than a year out, but we do have a travel liaison, Garrett Lessard, who unfortunately could not be here and a part of this meeting today, but we do have access to him anytime we need, or any questions that you may have. I have his email, happy to give it. But as other than section speech, there wasn't anything that was currently on the docket for the school calendar. Who is EF? Why EF? Besides some personal bias, I've toured with EF as a student several times, either to go to England, Ireland, or to Germany, Austria, Switzerland through language tours. But they work with schools primarily for language exchanges and history exchanges, but also work with fine arts groups, which is why they have the setup as they do currently. So for over 55 years, EF has been working to keep minds in the world open. And one of the things that I really like about EF and kind of set me at ease as opposed to some of the other traveling tour groups is what comes with this, is safety. 24/7 tour director support, which is Garrett Lessard, he is our liaison, but even when we get to New York, we have a one-on-one person with us, the professional overnight security dedicated to just our group. So when we get to the hotels, after the time, they will be locked, nobody comes in, nobody leaves. Required background checks for all adult travelers, teacher chaperone opportunities, all of our support, financial support through them. They have some fundraising endeavors, not dissimilar to what TRAC is doing in the kind of GoFundMe line for students, but we also have some other options that we can talk about in a second. They do award scholarships to students. They have X amount of dollars per trip that they are willing to give out to scholarship applicants for students. And we are able to pick through these to expedite. Those are all the possibilities of what we can do. We can hit all of those places. We can also peel back some of them to give students a little bit more time in some high interest areas as we go. This is all that is included with our potential trip. A round trip transportation, a dedicated coach bus for us, and number dependent, we may be sharing it with another school, but they are part of EF. It is the same tour company. It's not, we're picking up another random school from Omaha that just happened to be there. This is all part of EF. Everybody has been vetted. Full-time tour director, on-tour transportation, a dedicated coach bus, safe quality hotels, guided tour and activities. Every place that we go, we'll have a guide, and we'll be bringing us not just the person that is with us, but also the person attached to either the Met Art Museum or Broadway or whichever place that we are stopping. Breakfast and dinner daily, professional overnight security, industry-leading student to chaperone ratio. For every 10 students that we have involved, we get a chaperone ticket. So, and as far as people that are currently involved, we can always have more. But as far, we already have an slot open, and parents are very interested in wanting to be a part of this. So would like to make this as accessible as possible. And it is open not just to students, but if parents would like to go, there is an adult price to be a part of this as well. So they're not excluded by virtue of being a parent and not in the class. 24-hour emergency assistance, illness and accident coverage, traveler support team, and this is not that we want anything bad to happen, but if somebody falls and breaks their wrist, ask me how I know, they have it covered. They have links to all of the hospitals in the area. They have connections with medical staff and insurance to make sure that they get what they need when that happens. Traveler support team, tips and gratuities are all included with the ticket price. Students don't have to worry about that. And the giving page, which is part of that kind of GoFundMe aspect to this. So this was a little if you created an account the night that we gave an initial presentation, it was a $95 down fee with a 1-week period to back out. And we had 100% retention for the people that showed up and were very interested in the trip. As of now, if they decided to back out, I think it would be $90. That would be out of their fund, but everything else would be returned to them. So this is what the payment schedule would look like if looking back at April 5th or 4th as our down date. So biweekly payment of $103, monthly payment of $207, pay in full $27.40 for a student. For adults, it was $3,200-ish. I can get that number specifically and bring it to you if you are interested. You don't have to be a parent necessarily, but if we get you in line, you are more than welcome to attend the trip. But this is our student rate, $27.40. And that is the last little bit of incentive. Students got $150 immediately off the ticket price for being involved and interested in at the meeting. We had an initial meeting where Garrett and I walked through this same process with students and parents and fielded any questions and we are currently sitting at 16 students that are signed up, ready to go, and have been contributing. We are still open to take more. This isn't a closed off thing. Anybody who is currently in choir or is joining choir, next year we will be running the pitch-in meeting again in the fall to let anybody know that, hey, this is for you. We'd love to have you come along. The more the merrier. And for price being an access point and barrier, I have reached out to Upward Fundraising. We had a representative come in, work with us, and presented a lot of examples for fundraising, not just traditional cookies and sales, but working towards usable items, swag that is dedicated specifically towards JWP choir. So instead of making an order to an outside entity, we can work with Upward Fundraising to not only get kids and anybody else JWP choir swag that they might want to wear, but have that money also go towards this purpose. And we also started kicking off our fundraising endeavors with our singing candygrams over Valentine's Day.
Can you go back to the itinerary slide?
Absolutely. And all of those singing candygrams that we got were courtesy of Costa's. Fantastic to work with. And they made really good candies. Here's our itinerary.
So while she's taking that picture,
Yes.
so you do have to be in choir to go on this trip, or you do not?
Currently, as it sits, would have to be in choir.
So what if a kid drops out of choir but is signed up for the trip?
If a kid drops out of choir and is signed up for the trip, that is something that Mr. Rysdam and I would work out as far as their continued endeavor. The understanding, much like the year-long commitment for the course, once you sign up, you're in. You don't drop out until after the year is done. We had some kerfuffle with that this year, and between Mr. Rysdam, Andrea, and myself, and Mr. Hilly, we are setting a pretty strong standard that once you are in the course for the year.
Same thing with academic requirements?
Absolutely.
As far as having to maintain, passing grades to be able to go on, and if they aren't?
We are going to do our darndest to make sure that they are in the same way that we would want to
Sport.
ensure to get them to a point, any sport, even if they're going to competitions, solo and ensemble, or MSHSL large group contests, they have to be academically eligible for that as well.
If they're not academically eligible, are they going to be able to get a refund?
They would, there are certain, believe the 98 bucks would be out, but the rest of it, there is an insurance policy that they can.
If they've purchased the insurance
Correct.
policy?
If they've purchased the insurance policy.
Mhm.
Do you got 20 spots available for just students, or is that for the whole entire group.
So there's a little element of scarcity in that. Is we had 20 spots to start with. We can move beyond that. So if we suddenly get 20 people that show up, like, we want to go today, we can find a spot for you.
Okay.
So it can be a graduated student? If they want
That
to?
it can. They would have to try to talk to the seniors this year to get them signed up and make sure that they're set to go, because if they registered this year, they would be under the student price. If they register over the summer, they would fall under the adult price.
Okay, so last year's graduate
Last year's graduates.
would fall under the adult price? Would they be able to, would you take them?
I think we could find a way to
Okay.
take.
What if any expenses would be on the school district?
Transportation to and from MSP.
We covered that for the baseball trip to Florida too.
That is the only thing that would be on JWP's end.
And the cost for a sub for Mr.
Yes.
Sorensen. So
Mhm.
those would be the things.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, and you guys are all welcome to come along and invited, so please, if you would like to. We have a handy dandy QR code at the end that you can sign up for this trip. So, if you would like to come along, that QR code, you can take a picture of it, sign up, we'd love to have you.
Any other questions?
What's the youngest age that can go? You're just
9th through
12th?
12th.
Okay.
So this year's 8th graders coming up, and everybody beyond.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for the presentation.
Yes, thank you all so much for the time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I don't think we need an approval, do we? 'Cause we didn't approve. We did? Okay. So any discussion before we move on?
Is it typically Sun Country?
It varies.
Would it be bad if it was?
Yes.
They do have good prices for a good reason.
Yeah, except they nickel and dime you to death.
Oh, I'm well aware.
Every airline does that nowadays. And my kid's going to school to be a pilot, so.
Oh, okay. So I'll suddenly be his stepmom or something, right? So I get to fly free then.
No.
Not on Sun Country.
No.
Oh, shoot, yeah. See?
Any other questions, comments?
I would just say that I think it's a great opportunity for these kids to be able to do this. I wish I could go. I would love to go to New York to go to a couple Broadway shows and everything. So,
Do they have them scheduled out that far? Like, would you even know what ones you could possibly see?
Yes.
Really?
There was a list that was given to me that I can get out to you and most of the work, but the initial big ones off the top of my head that I can think of, Aladdin's going to be there, Hamilton is still going to be running, the Little Shop of Horrors is still going to be running. What else?
That's okay. Sounds
Newsies,
good. Yeah.
question mark. But
Okay.
they will all be big name shows that are in, plus the new seasons available.
Cool.
Are there any other trips planned for 2027?
nope. Because baseball wouldn't go until 2028.
Right?
And no thoughts of any other groups?
Not that I'm been made aware of.
Okay. Because does FFA usually go to the
Theirs is a fall, and that's a select group of students.
Okay.
To the national convention.
National.
Okay.
And
And-
then I think they switched that to every other now too. Joni, how often do you take your trip?
Every other year.
Okay, anything else before we make a motion? So the motion would be to approve the New York choir trip with, the school paying for transportation to the airport.
So
And
moved.
back.
To and from.
And back, sorry. We're just gonna leave you up there.
Just walk, you'll be good.
Okay,
So
so,
moved.
motion by Monica Erickson, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Dave Olson, is there any further discussion? If no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Motion carries 7-0. All right. Update on activity sponsorship program.
Just a few things. Katie's made a great pamphlet for us that I need to get her a couple
Awesome.
numbers for, which I'll try and do this week. And I know Mike's reached out to a couple people, and they're on board with it. They just want a little bit more information, so we'll get started with that after we get the pamphlet going.
Any questions on that? I just looked at Kevin.
Because David was talking to me. I don't even know what he said.
Sponsorship,
We're gonna get going on it?
yes.
Okay,
I
I'm
need to
waiting
get
for
a
the
couple-
phone call.
Yeah, I gotta get a couple
Anytime.
numbers this week.
Jeremy, will you pass that around, let us see?
That printed really bad. Can I just send it to you digitally?
Yes,
What
yes.
printed that? I printed it upside down, so.
No, it just kind of looks fun. It's fine. I'll just send it out to you.
Can you email it to us, please?
I'll
That looks
email it to you.
hideous.
We're in school, Kevin.
I'm so
Mr.
ashamed.
Bourne.
I expect more.
It's supposed to be folded, right?
Yes.
There's
Yeah,
no room
so
for
then It
error.
kind of looks like that.
Oh, well,
It's
that
upside
makes
down.
sense.
I need
Yeah.
more pictures too. I want to include the arts. I don't have them represented in the pictures I have, so.
Oh, we should get some from.
Oh, Katie did it?
Yeah.
All right.
Fancy like.
Any questions on that?
No, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Katie, and everybody that's worked on it. We have some new business. We have the first reading of some policies that have substantial changes. There's a couple of them. So, policy 625 is a brand-new policy. If you notice up on the consent agenda, that's why we had to remove one of the policies because it had the same number. But it's, MSBA came out with a new responsible use of artificial intelligence. So that is a brand-new policy to review.
So technically, the whole thing is redlined.
Yeah.
right? Even though it's not
Yep,
on there.
yep. Because it's a new one.
I have a question about the wellness one. There's a lot of weird, like, half things and half suggestions and stuff
Oh.
like that. Like, what is all that?
It's the scoring that we have to do, that we have to submit every so. Yeah,
Okay, because it was so weird to try and read it. I was like, I don't understand. what
right,
that
it's
was.
scoring that Laura submits to the state, and then they give us a number of how well we're doing with wellness.
Oh,
So if you see 1 out of 2,
mhm.
that's what we're getting. Or that's what we can get if we add this suggestion to it. Annika, is there anything else? I was gone for that meeting.
Yeah, no, it's just that there's every 3 years, we have to, as part of our federal funding for the school nutrition, so it's Murray and Laura as the school nurse work together to, meet all these criteria for receiving our federal funds with the school nutrition program. And so there's a whole matrix, as far as our policy, how strong it is. And then, it just gets rated, like Mr. Erler was saying, that so Laura was jotting in some notes. There's different sections So that NES, is a section of the assessment and the matrix. And so she entered in suggestions to add in to bump up our score. So in 3 years, when we do this assessment again, we'll have a stronger wellness policy.
Okay, thank you.
On the AI policy have we had a chance for our technology team to look through it and provide their feedback yet?
Not yet, this
Okay.
just came out.
Okay, but I
Yep.
assume we will.
Yes, yep.
And one might even argue that it would warrant almost even a committee, not only to review the policy,
Yeah.
but,
To have one.
but to guide maybe as a school district as well. I mean, it's moving so fast, and it's gonna play such a big role for both positive and negative that I think this one might warrant something, ensuring that we've got kind of a committee that can review things. Even potentially, maybe even a committee if it's academic. If something's being questioned as to whether a student used AI to complete, I might recommend,
It's part of the policy.
but,
Yeah.
so do we actually have a team, our committee? Like
We have not
Probably
developed
not
a
yet.
committee.
that's what
yet.
I'm saying.
No.
Because it just came out, yeah.
Yeah. I'm saying we should take this one maybe to a different level than others that have been out for a long time,
Right.
is what I'm suggesting.
Yeah, it
Broader than
says-
just the policy. I'll review it, but obviously it's ever-changing so
Yeah.
quickly.
It says the superintendent shall appoint an AI committee including teachers, staff, students, parents, and community members to guide school district AI objectives.
I apologize, I didn't read the policy prior to coming to this meeting. Sorry. What? I know. Just being honest.
There's a few teachers in the room. I don't know if you're gonna get an A, Kevin.
That'll be a first.
All right. Any other
Tough
questions?
crowd.
Any other questions on that? All right. Okay, on to the next, which these are always really tough to do. They're tough decisions to make. So, do you want any comments or just go straight to the approval?
Go straight to the approval.
Okay. So do I have a motion to approve the .45 FTE unrequested leave of absence of Adam Hilly as band teacher?
So moved.
Motion by Kevin Bourne. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Laura Size. Is there any discussion? If no further discussion, all those,
It's
oh, it's a
it's
resolution. Isn't
Kevin?
it? Yep.
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Dave,
Yes.
Katie,
Yes.
Monica,
Yes.
Joni,
Yes.
Sherry.
Yes. Motion carries 7-0. Do I have a motion to approve the .55 FTE unrequested leave of absence for Josh Sorensen as choir teacher?
So moved.
Motion by Kevin Bourne. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Dave Olson.
Monica,
Yes.
Dave,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Kevin,
Yes.
Katie,
Yes.
Joni,
Yes.
Sherry.
Yes. Motion carries 7-0. Do I have a motion to approve the 1.0 FTE non-renewal of Melissa Smith as elementary special education teacher?
So moved.
Motion by Kevin Bourne. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Laura Size.
Katie,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Dave,
Yes.
Joni,
Yes.
Monica,
Yes.
Kevin,
Yes.
Sherry.
Yes. Motion carries 7-0. Do I have a motion to approve the 1.0 FTE non-renewal of Nathan Pedersen as media center specialist?
So moved.
Motion by Kevin Bourne. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Joni Olson.
Dave,
Yes.
Katie,
Yes.
Joni,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Kevin,
Yes.
Monica,
Yes.
Sherry.
Yes. Motion carries 7-0. And then next is to approve the memorandum of understanding to the JWP EA master agreement. Anybody have any questions on that? Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Laura Size, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Joni Olson. This isn't, this is normal, right? Okay.
Right.
Is there any further discussion? If no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Motion carries 7-0. Our upcoming meetings, May 4th is a study session, May 18th is a regular meeting, June 1st is a study session with curriculum and instruction presentation, June 15th is a regular meeting, July 20th is a regular meeting, August 3rd is a study session including finance and operations, and then August 17th is a regular meeting. So with that, we will adjourn at 6:26.